Hey everyone, I am recording a video today to show you how to use the e-text for your health insurance textbook through MyLab. So this is the case for you if you did not buy the bundle at the bookstore or elsewhere where you got the MyLab access code with a hard textbook or a physical textbook. First, I want to apologize for the background noise that I'm sure is probably going to be heard in the video. It is 103 degrees today in the Bay, and so it's super hot, and I've got fans running everywhere because I'm trying to prevent my family from dying of a heat stroke. So, if you can hear all that background noise, I'm really sorry about that, but our poor dogs are panting to death, and I'm panting to death, and it's just ugly over here. It's just hot and ugly and gross. Aside from that, to use your Pearson, that's just what everybody wanted to know, right? As to use your Pearson e-text book, once you have logged into Pearson from Canvas, you can go down to there will be an e-text option for you on the menu. This is Pearson e-text. You can launch your e-text, and the e-text is really cool. Not only is it a great way to save a bunch of money, but if this pops up for you, it may pop up. You will have to disable your pop-up blocker, which is easy to do. It shows you how to do it. There's a little thing that's out of the view of your window. But there's a little pop-up thing where you can disable the pop-ups or enable the pop-ups from Pearson. So I fixed the pop-up issue, and now I have my textbook here. And so one cool thing is that you can change the font size if you need to. So that's an option over here. There's a bookmark option up here also. You can search for things here. There's a couple of different things here. Now, if you click on that little grid, there's a couple of things that you have available to you. One is the chapter, the table of contents, and so you can use that there. So the first chapter we're going to start with for this class is chapter 2, and so it gives you all of the different sections for chapter 2. So if we wanted to go to the introduction, you just read through your introduction, and if you wanted to make notes, you could add a note by selecting the text and then highlighting it, and then you can add a notation over here. You could add bookmarks to save your spot in the book by doing that over there. I'm going to close that. So if I wanted to add a bookmark here, I could come back to it here. Another thing that's cool is for any of the bolded words, those are your vocabulary words for the chapter. If you click on that in the e-text, it gives you the definition there. So for carriers, those are the parties responsible for issuing insurance policies and so on. So you click through your pages, again, all of the bolded words. You just need to click on those to get the definitions of your vocab words, which is kind of nice. And you can click on and highlight texts, and then it gives you different options for highlighting. So if it's a main idea, you can use green highlighter. If it's something you have a question about or questions, then you can use yellow highlighter, or if it's just an observation, then you can use pink highlighter. So something like a point of interest to you, maybe use pink highlighter. So for this, the healthcare crisis meant that despite the high quality of care available to many Americans, the cost of healthcare had grown so rapidly that many people were uninsured or underinsured. And then traditional ways to control costs had not proven successful. So that would be an observation. And then you can add a note there too. necessity of managed care. I spelled managed wrong. So anyway, you can do little things like that in the e-text. You can do the same thing with highlighters and pens in your physical textbook, but you know, if you plan to sell that back, you might want to avoid that. So lots of cool features in the e-text, and the e-text comes with the access code that you can purchase through Pearson at no extra cost. So the access code I think is $90 and the e-text is free with the purchase of the access code. You cannot purchase only the access code through the bookstore, but you can purchase it through Canvas. So kind of cool. You can also make things larger in the e-text, which is kind of nice. It might take a second. Well, I think I blew that up too bigly. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I just said that. Too largely. Oh my gosh. The heat. It's the heat, y'all. It's getting to me. But anyway, you can make things larger in the e-text in the event that you have difficulty seeing. And so that's kind of cool too. Alright, let me get rid of that. And again, if the print is too small, you can adjust the print size and make it larger on the e-reader for yourself as well. So if I take my contacts out and don't have my glasses on yet, y'all, I can't see nothing. So I need the biggest font available. And in those textbooks, the print is a little bit more difficult to see sometimes. So anyway, that's kind of how you use the e-reader. Once you're done with the chapter, you kind of go back over to your table of contents. You can see your notebook. So the note that I added for chapter 2 will be here in my little notebook. And you can also create study tools for each chapter. Chapter 2 has 20 study tools that you can use to study before your exam for chapter 22. So that's kind of cool. And these are in addition to the assignments that you have for chapter 22. They're just practice. So there's note cards like flashcards, there's matching exercises, and then you can do a practice run. So just wanted to let you know how your e-text worked for the health insurance textbook and through MyLab. If you have any questions, let me know.